In the early 2000s, Motorola was riding high on a wave of success. Their iconic RAZR phone was not just a device, it was a status symbol, a must-have gadget that had everyone talking. Sleek, slim, and undeniably stylish, the RAZR represented the pinnacle of what mobile technology could achieve at the time. It wasn't just about making calls or sending texts, it was about making a statement. Motorola had seemingly cracked the code of what consumers wanted, and they were reaping the rewards of their innovation. But just as their star was shining brightest, storm clouds were gathering on the horizon. By 2005, Motorola had sold over 50 million RAZRs, cementing their position as a leader in the global mobile phone market. They had brilliantly capitalized on the public's fascination with compact, folding phones that offered aesthetic appeal alongside functionality. Their engineering prowess and marketing genius combined to create a product that transcended traditional boundaries, becoming a cultural phenomenon. But this success bred a dangerous sense of complacency. The mobile phone landscape was evolving rapidly, and while Motorola was focused on maintaining its dominance with the RAZR, other players were quietly reshaping the rules of the game. Enter 2007, a year that would forever shift the trajectory of the mobile industry. It was the year that Apple introduced the world to the iPhone, a revolutionary device that promised to redefine the concept of a mobile phone. Unlike the clamshell designs that dominated the market, the iPhone offered a sleek touchscreen interface that integrated phone functions with internet capabilities. It was a bold leap forward that caught the industry by surprise, and suddenly, the old guard of mobile manufacturers found themselves at a crossroads. The world was watching to see who would adapt and who would falter. Motorola, with its stronghold in the clamshell market, faced a critical decision. The iPhone's introduction posed an existential threat to their business model. Would they innovate and embrace this new era of smartphones? Or would they continue to refine their existing designs, betting on the sustained appeal of the clamshell? It was a moment that called for bold leadership and visionary thinking. The stakes were high, and the wrong move could spell disaster for a company that had dominated the industry for decades. Motorola was standing on the precipice of change, and the path they would choose was uncertain. Behind closed doors, internal debates raged. Executives and engineers grappled with the potential of touchscreen technology versus the familiarity and proven success of their clamshell design. On one side, there was a growing awareness that the industry was moving toward more sophisticated, feature-rich devices. Touchscreens promised a more interactive and intuitive user experience, something that the market seemed to be gravitating toward. Proponents argued that adapting to this new technology could open up avenues for growth and keep Motorola competitive in an increasingly crowded field. Yet there was also significant resistance within the company. There were fears that abandoning the clamshell model would alienate their loyal customer base, the very people who had propelled the RAZR to iconic status. The financial risks of investing in new technology were considerable, particularly when the current model was still performing well. Many within Motorola believed that the touchscreen was a passing fad, a novelty that would not withstand the test of time. This belief was rooted in the confidence that their brand and design philosophy would continue to attract consumers, even as new technologies emerged. Ultimately, Motorola's decision was one of caution. They chose to stick with what they knew, refining their clamshell phones in the hope that their established market presence would carry them through this period of transition. It was a decision that spoke to their strengths, but also revealed a reluctance to fully embrace the future. In choosing to play it safe, Motorola hoped to sustain their success, but in doing so, they may have inadvertently signed their own death warrant. As the mobile world hurtled forward into a new era of design and functionality, Motorola stood firm, watching as the landscape around them shifted dramatically. As Motorola stood at this crossroads, the internal debates that ensued were intense and multifaceted. On one side, there were visionary engineers and forward-thinking executives who saw the potential in embracing touchscreen technology. They understood that the market was evolving, driven by consumers' increasing desire for devices that were not only more functional, but also more integrated with their digital lives. These advocates argued that adopting touchscreen technology could position Motorola as a leader in the new wave of smartphones, leveraging their established brand to capture a significant share of this burgeoning market segment. The potential benefits were clear: a more interactive user experience, the ability to integrate a wider range of applications, and a platform that could evolve with the rapidly changing expectations of tech-savvy consumers. Embracing touchscreens could also mean tapping into the growing ecosystem of mobile internet services, an area that was poised for explosive growth. The argument was compelling, suggesting that a pivot toward this new technology could not only keep Motorola relevant, but also allow them to trailblaze a path into the future of mobile communication. For these proponents, the risks were worth taking, as the rewards promised to be transformative. However, the allure of the clamshell's proven success was difficult to shake. There was a deeply ingrained belief within Motorola that their existing design philosophy and market dominance could weather the storm of technological change. Many within the company believed that the touchscreen was merely a passing trend, not yet worthy of the significant investment required to pivot the company in a new direction. The financial risks associated with such a fundamental shift were daunting. Would consumers really abandon the beloved clamshell en masse, or would they return to it, drawn by its familiarity and the strong brand loyalty it inspired? The stakes were high, and the internal divisions reflected the broader uncertainty about the future of mobile technology. Ultimately, Motorola's leadership decided to double down on their successful clamshell models, hoping to refine and enhance the features that had made the RAZR a household name. They chose a path of cautious evolution rather than radical innovation, a decision that would prove pivotal in the years to come. By betting on the enduring appeal of their iconic design, Motorola hoped to maintain their market position without venturing into what they saw as uncharted and risky territory. This choice, however, was fraught with peril. While Motorola continued to iterate on their clamshell designs, other companies seized the opportunity to innovate and capture the imagination of consumers. The mobile landscape was transforming rapidly, fueled by the widespread adoption of smartphones that offered features far beyond those of traditional mobile phones. The touchscreen revolution was not a fleeting trend, but a fundamental shift in how people interacted with technology, blending communication, entertainment, and productivity into a single device. Motorola's decision to stick with the familiar ultimately led to a decline in their fortunes. As competitors like Apple and Samsung pushed the boundaries of what smartphones could do, Motorola found themselves struggling to keep up. They were no longer the innovators leading the industry, but followers trying to catch up. Their once dominant market position eroded as consumers flocked to devices that offered more intuitive interfaces and a broader array of features. The clamshell design that had once been their strength became an anchor, tethering them to the past while the rest of the industry moved forward. This decision marked the beginning of Motorola's fall in the mobile industry. It was a lesson in the dangers of complacency and the importance of adaptability in a rapidly changing technological landscape. While the company continued to produce mobile phones, they were no longer the market leaders they had once been. The clamshell, once a symbol of innovation, became a reminder of what might have been, if Motorola had chosen to embrace the future rather than cling to the past. As we reflect on Motorola's missed call, it's a stark reminder of how critical it is for companies to remain agile and forward-thinking. In the world of technology, resting on one's laurels is rarely an option, as the pace of change is relentless and unforgiving. Yet, Motorola's story is not unique. In our next video, we'll delve into the tale of Blockbuster, another giant that faced a similar crossroads in the face of technological innovation. Their story provides further insights into the perils of ignoring the winds of change. Subscribe to our channel to discover how Blockbuster's fate was sealed, and what modern businesses can learn from these cautionary tales of missed opportunities and changing tides.